Unit 2, Chapter 2. The World Population. Distribution, Density and Growth. Not gold but only, O men, can make a people great and strong. O men who for truth and honor's sake stand fast and suffer long. O men who toil while others sleep, who dare while others play, they build a nation's pillar deep and lift it to the sky. Ralph Waldo Emerson. The people of a country are its real wealth. It is they who are the actual resources and make use of the country's other resources and decide its policies. Ultimately, a country is known by its people. It is important to know how many women and men a country has, how many children are born each year, how many people die and how, whether they live in cities or villages. Can they read or write and what work do they do? These are what you will study about in this unit. The world at the beginning of 21st century recorded the presence of over 6 billion population. We shall discuss the pattern of their distribution and density here. Why do people prefer to live in certain regions and not in others? The population of the world is unevenly distributed. The remark of George B. Creasy about the population of Asia, that Asia has many places where people are few and few places where people are very many, is true about the pattern of population distribution of the world also. Patterns of population distribution in the world. Patterns of population distribution and density helps us to understand the demographic characteristics of any area. The term population distribution refers to the way people are spaced over the Earth's surface. Broadly, 90% of the world population lives in about 10% of its land area. The 10 most populous countries of the world contribute about 60% of the world's population. Of these 10 countries, 6 are located in Asia. Identify the 6 countries of Asia. Most populous country: China, India, USA, Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, Mexico. Countries. Density of population. Each unit of land has limited capacity to support people living on it. Hence, it is necessary to understand the ratio between the numbers of people to the size of land. This ratio is the density of population. It is usually measured in person per square kilometer. Density of population equal to population by area. For example, area of region N2 is 100 square kilometer and the population is 1,50,000 persons. The density of population is calculated as density equal to 1,50,000 by 100 equal to 1,500 persons square kilometer. What does this tell you about region X? Look at table and observe that Asia has the highest density of population. Discuss in the class about what could be the reason for this. Factors influencing the distribution of population. 1. Geographical factors. 1. Availability of water. Water is the most important factor for life, so people prefer to live in areas where fresh water is easily Available water used for drinking, bathing, and cooking, and also for cattle, crops, industries, and navigation. It is because of this that river valleys are among the most densely populated areas of the world. To landforms, people prefer living on floodplains and gentle slopes. This is because such areas are favorable for the production of crops and to build roads and industries. The mountain areas and hilly areas hinder the development of transport network and hence initially too not favor agricultural and industrial development. So these areas tend to be less populated. The Ganga plains are almost the most densely populated areas of the world, while the mountains shown in the Himalayas are scarcely populated. 3. Climate and extreme climates such as very hot or cold deserts are uncomfortable for human habitations. Areas with a comfortable climate where there is not much seasonal variation attract more people. Areas with very heavy rainfall or extreme and harsh climates have low population. Mediterranean regions were inhabited from early periods in history due to their pleasant climate. Region-wise density of population. Region population 2018 land area kilometer square density per kilometer square world share in percentage. Asia 4545133094 means 454 crore 51 lakh 33,094. Land area 3 crore 10 lakh 33,131. 146 density 59.5% world share. Africa 128 crore 79 lakh 20,518. 2 crore 96 lakhs 48,481. Density 43. World share 16.9%. Europe population 74 crore 26 lakh 48,010. 2 crore 21 lakhs 34,900 land area. Density 34. World share 9.7%. Latin America and the Caribbean 65 crore 20 lakh 12,001 population. Land area 22 crore 1 lakh 39,378. Density 32. World share 8.5%. Northern America population 36 crore 38 lakh 44,490 and land area 1 crore 86 lakhs 51,660. Density 20. World share 4.8%. Oceania 4 crore 12 lakh 61,212 population. Land area 84 lakh 86,460. Density 5. World share 0.5%. 4. Soils. Fertile soils are important for agriculture and allied activities. Therefore, areas which have fertile loamy soils have more people living on them as this can support intensive agriculture. Can you name some areas in India which are thinly populated due to poor soils? 2. Economic factors. 1. Minerals. Areas with mineral deposits attract industries. Mining and industrial activities generate employment. So skilled and semi-skilled workers move to these areas and make them densely populated. Katanga Zambia copper belt in Africa is one such good example. to urbanization, cities offer better employment opportunities, educational and medical facilities, better means of transport and communication, good civic amenities, and the attraction of city life draw population to the cities. It leads to rural to urban migration and cities grow in size. Megacities of the world continue to attract large number of migrants every year. Yet city life can be very taxing. Think of some of the unpleasant aspects of city life. 3. Industrialization. Industrial belt provides job opportunities and attract large numbers of people. This includes not just factory workers but also transport operators, shopkeepers, bank employees, doctors, teachers, and other service providers. The Kobe Osaka region of Japan is thickly populated because of the presence of a number of industries. 3. Social and cultural factors. Some places attract more people because they have religious or cultural significance. In the same way, people tend to move away from places where there is social and political unrest. Many a time governments offer incentives to people to live in sparsely populated areas or move away from overcrowded places. Can you think of some examples from your region? Population growth. The population growth or population change refers to the change in numbers of inhabitants of a territory during a specific period of time. This change may be positive as well as negative. It can be expressed either in terms of absolute numbers or in terms of percentage. Population change in an area is an important indicator of economic development, social upliftment, and historical and cultural background of the region. Some basic concepts of population geography. Growth of population. Change of population in particular area between 2 points of time is known as growth of population. For example, if we deduct the population of India 2001, 102.70 crore from population of 2011, 121.02 crore, then we shall get the growth of population 18.15 crores in actual numbers. Growth rate population. This is the change of population expressed in percentage. Natural growth of population. This is the population increase by difference between births and deaths in a particular region between 2 points of time. Natural growth equal to birth minus death. Actual growth of population. This is birth minus death plus in migration minus out migration. Positive growth of population. This happens when the birth rate is more than the death rate between 2 points of time or when people from other countries migrate permanently to a region. Negative growth of population. If the population decreases between 2 points of time, it is known as negative growth of population. It occurs when the birth rate falls below the death rate or people migrate to other countries. Components of population change. There are three components of population change: birth, death, and migration. The crude birth rate CBR is expressed as number of live births in a year per thousand of population. It is calculated at CBR equal to birth by population into 1000. Here CBR equal to crude birth rate, BI equal to live birth during the year, P equal to mid-year population of the area. Death rate plays an active role in population change. Population growth occurs not only by increasing birth rate but also due to decreasing death rate. Crude death rate CDR is a simple method of measuring mortality of any area. CDR is expressed in terms of number of deaths in a particular year per thousands of population in a particular region. CDR is calculated as CDR equal to D by P into 1000. Here CDR equal to crude birth rate, D equal to number of deaths, P is equal to estimated mid-year population of that year. By and large, mortality rates are affected by the region, demographic structure, social advancement, and levels of its economic development. Migration. Apart from birth and death, there is another way by which the population size changes. When people move from one place to another, the place they move from is called the place of origin, and the place they move to is called the place of destination. The place of origin shows a decrease in population, while the population increase in the place of destination. Migration may be interpreted as a spontaneous effort to achieve a better balance between population and resources. 22% of migrants to Mumbai are kids. Migrants outflow. India number 4. Headed for maximum city. One immigrant in UK per minute. Activity. Observe the news items and think of some reasons why certain countries become attractive destination for migrants. Migration to cities are traditionally age and sex selective. That is, more men of working age groups move to cities. Can you think of some reason why 22% of migrants to Mumbai are kids? Comment this. Migration may be permanent, temporary, or seasonal. It may take place from rural to rural areas, rural to urban areas, urban to urban areas, and urban to rural areas. To realize that the same person is both an immigrant and an immigrant. Immigration. Migrant who moves into a new place are called immigrants. Immigration. Migrants who move out of a place are called immigrants. Can you think of reasons why people migrate? Comment this. People migrate for a better economic and social life. There are two sets of factors that influence migration. The push factor makes the place of origin seem less attractive for reasons like unemployment, poor living conditions, political turmoil, unpleasant climate, natural disaster, epidemics, and socio-economic backwardness. The pull factors make the place of destination seem more attractive than the place of origin for reasons like better job opportunities and living condition, peace and stability, security of life and property, and pleasant climate. Trends in population growth. The population on the earth is more than 7 billion. It has grown to this size over centuries. In the early periods, population of the world grew very slowly. It is only during the last few hundred years that population has increased at an alarming rate. Vigor tells the story of population growth after the evolution and introduction of agriculture about 12,000 to 8,000 years ago. The size of population was small, roughly 8 million. In the 1st century AD, it was below 300 million. The expanding world trade during the 16th and 17th century set the stage for rapid population growth. Around 1750, and at the dawn of the Industrial Revolution, the world population was 550 million. World population exploded in the 18th century after the Industrial Revolution. Technological advancement achieved so far helped in the reduction of death rate and provided a stage for accelerated population growth. Resource technology and population growth. Development and spread of agriculture. 12,000 years before present, birth of Christ, 1,600, 1,700, 1,800, 1,900, 2,000 present. Time 0.25 billion, 0.5 billion, age of European exploration, colonization and settlement, industrial, transportation, sanitation and medical, biotechnology, information and computers, technological revolution, 1,650 to present. World population in billions. Number of years for world population to increase by 1 billion, 7 billion 2011, 6 billion 1099, 12 years, 12 years, 5 billion 1087, 12 years, 4 billion 1975, 15 years, 3 billion 9016, 1960, 30 years, 2 billions, 1930, 100 years, 1 billion, 1830. Doubling time of world population. Period population time in which population doubles. 10,000 BC, 5 million, 1650 AD, 500 million, 1500 years ago, 1804 AD, 1000 million, 154 years, 1927 AD, 2000 million, 132 years, 1974 AD, 4000 million, 47 years, 2200, 2025 AD, 8,000 million projected figure, 51 years. Countries, most of the population growth is taking place in the developing world, where population is exploding. Why is this so? How science and technology help population growth. The steam engine replaced human and animal energy and also provided mechanized energy of water and wind. This increased agricultural and industrial production. Inoculation against epidemics and other communicable diseases, improvement in medical facilities and sanitation contributed to a rapid decline in death rates throughout the world. Special patterns of population change. Population growth in different parts of the world can be compared. The growth of population is low in developed countries as compared to developing countries. There is negative correlation between economic development and population growth. Although the annual rate of population change 1.4% seems to be low, table 2.3, it is actually not so. This is because when a small annual rate is applied to a very large population, it will lead to a large population change. Even if the growth rate continues to decline, the total population grows each year. The infant mortality rate may have increased, as has the death rate during childbirth. Do you know human population increased more than 10 times in the past 500 years? In the 20th century itself, the population has increased 4 times. Comment this. Doubling time of world population, it took more than a million years for the human population to attain the 1 billion mark, but it took only 12 years for it to rise from 5 billion to 6 billion. See the table carefully, which shows that doubling time of world population is reducing. First, there is a great variation among regions in doubling their population. Developed countries take more time to double their population as compared to developing. Growth of population 2010 to 15 over 1990 to 95. Region growth rate 1990 to 95, 2010 to 15. World 1.6, 1.2. Africa 2.4, 2.6. Europe 0.2, 0.1. North America 1.4, 0.8. Latin America and Caribbean 1.7, 1.1. Asia 1.6, 1.0. Oceania 1.5, 1.5. Australia, New Zealand and Fiji. Impact of population change. A small increase in population is desirable in a growing economy. However, population growth beyond a certain level leads to problem of this. The depletion of resources is the most serious. Population decline is also a matter of concern. It indicates the resources that had supported a population earlier are now insufficient to maintain the population. The deadly HIV or AIDS epidemics in Africa and some parts of the Commonwealth of Independent States (CIS) and Asia have pushed up death rates and reduced average life expectancy. This has slowed down population growth. Population growth rate. The annual population growth rate in India is 1.64%. Some developed countries will take 318 years to double their population, whereas some countries still do not show symptoms of doubling their population. Demographic transition. Demographic transition theory can be used to describe and predict the future population of any area. The theory tells us that population of any region changes from high births and high deaths to low births and low deaths as society progresses from rural agrarian and illiterate to urban industrial and literate society. This changes occurs in stages which are collectively known as the demographic cycle. Rural agrarian, demographic transition, urban industrial. Explain the three-stage model of demographic transition theory. The first stage has high fertility and high mortality because people reproduce more to compensate for the death due to epidemics and variable food supply. The population growth is slow and most of the people are demographic transition theory. High fluctuating, severe present world example. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, Bangladesh rainforest tribes, expanding bear, natural increase in population, deer, Peru, Sri Lanka, Kenya, time, low fluctuating, Canada, Japan, USA. Engaged in agriculture where large families ran assessed. Life expectancy in low is low. People are mostly illiterate and have low levels of technology. 200 years ago, all the countries of the world were in this stage. Fertility remains high in the beginning of second stage, but it declines with time. This is accompanied by reduced mortality rate. Improvements in sanitation and health condition led to decline in mortality. Because of this gap, the net addition to population is high. In the last stage, both fertility and mortality decline considerably. The population is either stable or grows slowly. The population becomes urbanized, literate, and has high technical know-how and deliberately controls the family size. This shows that human beings are extremely flexible and are able to adjust their fertility. In the present day, different countries are at different stages of demographic transition. Population controls measures. Family planning is the spacing or preventing the birth of children. Access to family planning services is a significant factor in limiting population growth and improving women's health. Propaganda-free availability of contraceptives and tax disincentives for large families are some of the measures which can help population control. Thomas Malthus, in his theory 1798, stated that the number of people would increase faster than the food supply. Any further increase would result in a population crash caused by famine, disease, and war. The preventive checks are better than the physical checks for the sustainability of our resources. The world will have to control the rapid population increase. Exercises. Do this. Map scale on the outline map of the world. Show and name the following countries of Europe and Asia with negative growth rate of population. African countries with growth rate of population more than 3%. You may refer to Appendix 1. Comment this. Project or activity. Has someone in your family migrated? Write about her or his place of destination. What made her or him migrate? Write a brief report on the distribution and density of population in your state. Comment this.